what's going on, guys, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die. So I don't know how long today's video is going to be. I really do want to try and get you guys a 20-minute video, but I've had a very long day, and I kind of wanted to discuss it with you guys a little bit in this video while we run down to an area where we can start gathering supplies for Vault 101. So today I actually went into Boston. If you didn't know, I live in Massachusetts. About 30 to 45 minutes away from Boston. I went into Boston with my mother, and we went to an open house for an acceptance students day at a technical school that I was looking forward to going to in the upcoming fall and spring semesters for my first year at college. I am currently in high school. I am graduating in June. I have all my community service hours done. I have over 300 community service hours. I have like all this kind of stuff, and I got scholarships to the school. I have a decent amount of financial aid. There is some money issues in there, but don't really talk about that stuff because you guys don't want to hear about it. But that's why YouTube will have to continue throughout college. I know there's some of you that may be like, you know, I don't really give a fuck about your life, what you do. I just want you to play the damn game. And that can go one of two ways. It can go two of two ways, technically. It could go one way, like, I don't care what you talk about as long as you're playing whatever game you want. Or whatever game I like to watch. I'll watch it regardless. So that's one way, and then there's also another way. It's like, I'd rather you talk about the game, or talk about nothing at all, and just post the damn gameplay. In that case, you can mute the fucking volume. Not to be rude or anything. But I'm just going to talk about my day, because it was a long, rough one with tons of headaches, and I just took some ibuprofen. I had a migraine for a little while. I actually tweeted out that I was taking a nap. It wasn't a very long nap. It was more of like a 30-minute lay down until the ibuprofen kicked in. And I'm feeling a lot better now. I feel like once I actually put the headset on and I get recording, I get back into my regular flow of things and just talking to you guys. It is a stress reliever. It relaxes me. Especially because I'm ahead of schedule, like crazy ahead of schedule, in preparation for PAX East. But yes. So I went to this college today from like 10 a.m. to about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And if you didn't know, Boston is a hectic traffic city, and the traffic was outrageous. We ended up, it took us 2 hours to drive about 45 minutes, so the traffic was pretty outrageous. And it was just just nonchalantly, and not a good start to the day. And then, after that, the GPS actually took us to the wrong place. They took us to an outbuilding of this institution that we were trying to go to. And the outbuilding happened to be 20 minutes away from the actual campus. So, yay, we went to the wrong place. So we had to turn around and drive back into Boston and wait in more traffic. We ended up being 5 minutes early because we had actually left pretty early to get gas and something to eat on the way. And it was just a terrible start to the day. But then the day kind of got a little bit better as I went in. If you didn't know, my major is going to be computer science. I can switch at any time to computer networking and or computer, I think, analyst, computer something or other. I'm going for computer science right now, which is like software coding, that kind of stuff. And it basically is used in everything and all things technology, and that's what I like. I did have options to go into business and marketing, which is kind of like what YouTube is. It would have been a good decision, but I'm also looking for job outlook, and business and that kind of stuff is not really the best job outlook. That's more of a, if you do well, you're going to do well kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm going to start heading towards Boob Mountain as soon as I collect some wood over here in this burnt down forest. But yeah, the job outlook is pretty bad for business. Obviously, it's probably up there in, like, the most, like, taken majors and all that kind of stuff. But I know, like, YouTube, obviously, is not going to be around forever. I mean, I still hope it is, and I hope to do it for the rest of my life, but, you got to plan, you know? So let's repair weapons real quick. Apparently that doesn't happen. Do we put iron in on it? I don't know, some new repair system. I still haven't read the patch notes. Just a fair warning. We need, I guess I'll just use the auger for this. Wouldn't that make sense? There we go. Let's use the auger for this. Nice and easy, right? But yeah. So, I went into Boston, went to the school, and the day just got better and better. I started to really like the college a lot. They have these singles that are within, like, a community with, like, a fitness center, like, 3 inches away. Really good, like, restaurants and food and, like, healthy foods and good options on food. Good financial aid, scholarships, sports. They have a competitive gaming team. They have video game development, like, groups, and that'd be really cool to get into and start, like, having them put... They even have, like, a League of Legends team or something. That's not something I'm going to get into, but it's an option. Gotta drop something for the wood. There we go. And it started getting better and better, and then we met the head of computer sciences and networking. He was a really nice guy. He's brand new. This is his first year here, which would be also my first year here, so that's pretty cool to know that even the head of the freaking department that I'm going to has no idea what he's doing, which is pretty funny. And the dorms are not too expensive. Like I said, the dorms are kind of like... I will be dorming, and a lot of you people may be like, wait, how are you going to make the YouTube videos if you're dorming and that kind of stuff? Well, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle at first. But I think once I get settled in and my roommates understand boundaries and that kind of shenanigans and knowing that this is what I do on a day-to-day basis, and obviously my equipment allows me to lower gain and like lower settings, change settings, and I could easily get rid of any background noise that may or may not be coming out of the community hall, which is part of the dorms that I would be going into. And yeah, I don't know, it's a process that needs to be like really considered. But yeah, that's what a big change that's going to be coming into my life in August. So I'll obviously talk about it a lot more when we get there. I don't know if this is going to change scheduling. It probably will turn from a 3 video a day schedule down to like maybe a 1 or 2 video a day schedule. Heavy recording on the weekends and late nights. That way I don't wake up my roommates or do anything stupid like that, because I would hate to do that. I don't like when people wake me up. I wouldn't like to wake anybody else up either, because I know how it feels. We're going to head over here and pick up some gravel for Vault 101, which is what we've decided on doing. We're going to go down to Boom Mountain right here, and that's where we're going to build Vault 101. And then maybe, if we decide to, we can go to other places and build Vault 101, 102, 103, 104, and I don't know, it'd be really cool, and I'm looking forward to doing it. I need to get ahead on 7 days of die videos, which is also a thing that I was going to talk about. I can't really right now, obviously, headaches and ibuprofen and decisions, life decisions. Obviously, I'm deciding the factors of my next 4 years of my life, which is like a phenomenal choice. If anybody's gone through any college situations, you guys can comment down below. Obviously, a lot of you are much older than me and or much younger than me, so you may not have experience, you may have experience. I have no idea where everybody lays. There's no way of me checking that. It's not in the analytics, so I can't really check it. But yeah, we've decided on Vault 101. Which is really dope nasty, because I'm kind of having just like visions in my mind of what I want it to look like. It's probably not going to turn out the way that I think it's going to, but I do sure as hell hope it does. I know zombies are going to take a liking to destroying the mountain. The only way to combat that is just to go up top and kind of like repair some stuff and place some blocks down whenever they get broken. Just make sure the mountain's kind of maintained. I could always put spikes on top of the mountain. I could always put spikes around the mountain. I could always put torches on top of the mountain to make sure they're not spawning there, even though they probably still will spawn there, but it's a pretty good idea. So we came here. Oh, sad sight to not see Operation Sanctuary here anymore, isn't it? So we need to actually decide on at least 4 things we want to drop. Well, there we go. We can stack that. We can place down a bed, because we want to be able to come back here with a swift fashion. I mean, we are hungry. Look at that. We can do this. And we're just going to eat the other can just because, right? Just because. We'll drink a water. We'll stack that up to 10. That gives us approximately 3 spots. And then we just got to, well, let's get rid of 1 more. So we got a chicken ration. That's fine. I'll get rid of that. The reason why we need to get rid of stuff is because there's several different types of this concrete block, which gives gravel. I think it's 3 or 4. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it must be 4. And this you just put right into your inventory. It gives you a certain number of gravel. gravel and sand makes concrete. Concrete and metal makes, of course, reinforced concrete. And reinforced concrete is going to be used a lot. So is metal trussing. So we're going to have to get to mining after we start making some items. I know you can use stone as well, but I think gravel's just so much easier. You could just walk around and pick it up. Got some lockers right here. Some books and trophies. Don't really need those. I wish you could just pick up these little metal bars and smelt those, but you actually have to break them. You can't dig under them and have them fall, which is also crazily unfortunate. Here we go. Just getting some more of these. We don't want to have to come back here right away, which would just kind of suck to have to come back here. Even though we do have a set spawn now. So my first level, I believe, of the Vault 101 is going to be rather a garden or a storage area. I kind of would like to have the storage area be a little bit lower. The idea is to not build up in the mountain, it's to build down and build tunnels down there and build extra deeper bunkers, because it is a bunker, obviously. The entrance is going to be similar to the Vault 101 entrance in Fallout 3, but it's also going to be different because, obviously, I can't have a giant circle opening door. I can only really have a metal door, which is what I'll probably end up doing. Let's go ahead and just grab a few more of these things. We're not going to turn them into gravel quite yet because we might run out of inventory room if we do that. Let's do a little bit more. I excuse the frames in advance. Usually when you're looking at the ground and running around and turning your screen a whole bunch, this game just lags like poop. There we go. A few more things. Plus the textures and the colors just make it seem like it's lagging, especially with this destroyed stone type of ground. And there we go. Oh, sorry about that. In an extreme case, going back to the college thing, extreme cases would be YouTube stops. I would not want that to happen. But obviously college just brings some other scenarios that you don't realize. Friends-wise, employment opportunities. The school that I'm going to actually requires you to do cooperative programs with companies and get paid and hired, and you have to do 2 semesters of that. I actually go to school for 4.5 years at this college, but one of those half years is a co-op. Anywhere from $12 to $40 an hour can be paid. A kid we were talking to today about it was actually getting paid $36 an hour in his senior year, and he was offered a 6-figure job in Brazil to work at an IT company, I believe, like an informations company, that kind of thing, for like 6 figures in Brazil. He would train in Brazil for 2 years, and then he would go and live in, I think, somewhere like in the Boston area or New York. I think it might have been Albany, which is New York. And he was offered that, and I was just like, out of college or 6 figures? What? I was like, I've never heard that kind of stuff happen. The minimum that I think the packet said, like the minimum, or not the minimum, the average was like $40,000 a year, which is more obviously than what I'm making right now off of YouTube. But hopefully after 4 years of college, YouTube will be substantial enough to just be able to utilize my computer science degree to help my YouTube stature. Even if I don't utilize the computer science degree in a regular job, I can obviously do like coding for mods, I can do coding for servers, I can possibly buy my own server with an investment. I do hope to move to California one day, and just a lot of thinking about my future happened today, and that's, I think, what made my head hurt. Literally, like, even if it's just the subconscious of like that in the back of your brain, it's just like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? 4 years of college, I see myself, and then after that, where the hell am I? Will YouTube still be there? Will Google be a company? Will Yahoo take and rule the world? Funny joke. But we're not really sure, and I'm not really sure, and nobody's really sure, and only time can tell, so this seems like it's more should be like a Royal Rants or a Serious Sunday, which, by the way, is coming back on Sunday. By coming back, I mean not, it's the first episode of Serious Sunday. I meant to do it last Sunday, but I ended up doing homework at like 9 p.m. That's when I planned on posting it, and that didn't happen. I already have it recorded, and I'm going to post it on Sunday, so yeah. My dad also kicked out my internet yesterday. That was fun. But yeah, let's get over to the Vault 101 build site. and find a place where we're going to dig up dirt. We don't want to dig up dirt too close to Vault 101 build site, because it might cause some issues. We're also going to have building supplies before we start digging into the vault. Digging in to make the vault, primarily because we don't want the sand above us to collapse. So we're going to have to use metal trussings and that kind of shenanigans, and probably just use some wood power poles and stick them around as we dig and put metal trussing into place once we actually have it fully dug out. It's not a bad idea, right? Alright, so let's keep going. We're almost there. We're getting closer and closer. I know I keep kind of straying off a little bit. Right there. Went ahead in this direction. A lot of talk in this episode. But we have decided on Vault 101, and I'm really excited. The plan is to have like this kind of circular type gate with metal trussing surrounded it. The circle gate will be made out of reinforced concrete. There will be a door in the middle of the circle, which will be a hard metal door. You walk into the hard metal door, and then it comes and opens up into this kind of like lobby, kind of like it would be in Fallout 3. It's kind of like a lobby, and then another vault door, which would just be a hard metal door, and then you walk in, and that's when it's just kind of like bunker, and then it's like just like a common area. And I think this is Boob Mountain. I don't know if there's any other mountains that are more worthy. If you just look at the map, you can kind of see these mountains, but I think these mountains have the things that like kind of jut out. I mean, this would be a good place for it, but that's kind of a flatter mountain. This is like a very good circular mountain, and we have to decide where we want it to open up as well. I guess the flatter of sides would be the better of choices. I think right here would be a really nice place to open it up, and I would have a bridge coming out across and maybe make that into a moat or just a spike pit. Spike pit's probably a better idea. But we have decided on Vault 101, and look at the amount of concrete blocks that we got. We grabbed a whole bunch. Where's the other ones? We definitely had more, right? We definitely had more. Oh, maybe it just picked up as cinder blocks and they stack the same way. They stack differently now, or better now, for that matter. Thank you guys for stopping by today's episode. Sorry about the kind of rant, but not really rant, just talking to you guys about what's going on and what happened today as I drove into Boston. It was just kind of like a college visit, and they walked us around to the dorms and stuff, and that's really it. But I have a headache. I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. So that'll probably work off the headache a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll see you guys